everybody, my name's Lynda Gaiao and welcome to this week's video. Today we're going to explore trait 62, details, and this particular trait is in the logical circuitry, and there's this ability to organize logic, to organize the details, to organize the facts in a structured way and then be able to express those, to share those with people around you. When we're looking at logical circuitry, we often have this need to repeat things over and over again in order to develop the understanding of how the pattern works. And this repetition can have a bit of a mundane quality to it. If you think about, for example, a musician who is practicing to get a particular way of playing right, there's going to be a lot of repetition to get all the detail necessary to a level of mastery, to this ability to be able to know all the detail and then be able to share that, be able to express that in some way. Now, because there's this mundane quality to getting all the details and being able to understand the pattern, there is this capacity within the 62 to kind of go off into their imagination, to imagine what the pattern will look like, how it will work before they actually do that. And this level of imagination, or even fantasy one might say, enables those who need to have this repetition to kind of transcend the mundane, to escape the mundane in some way, because without this ability to escape it, it could actually get quite boring, this repetition over and over again. In our society as human beings, we often use names as placeholders. Names are there to, in some respects, give meaning to things, and the 62 is the great namer. They are the ones that create names for everything that's out there. The intention behind naming something is to help us to understand it, to potentially give meaning to it, to enable communication around that particular thing. But we really need to be careful here, because naming something does not necessarily give us a depth of understanding. There are certain names of things in, for example, the English language or any language, which if we just looked at the name itself, it wouldn't really help us to understand it. And the word love is one of those things, because when I say love, that does not mean that by saying the word I'm going to get the depth of understanding of what the word means. So even though the 62 is a great namer of things, of concepts, of ideas, of things in the world around us, we really need to ensure that we have an understanding of what the thing is beyond just the name. The 62 has this capacity to really dig into the facts and the details, and without the 17 on the other side, there is this potential for them to just overwhelm us with endless data and boring details. When we look at the 62 as well, it needs to be invited. So when we have the invitation to share, what's going to happen is you're going to have this increased receptivity from those who you're sharing with to be able to see or accept or understand what we're sharing. But there can be this pressure to just blurt out all these facts and details, and essentially that can really obscure people's understanding, because it's almost like they get bombarded with all these facts and details, but they have no way of getting a framework of what that means, and the understanding can be lost. There is also a fear associated with the 62 that no one's ever going to be able to grasp how you share the detail, and just watching to see how that shows up. The other thing that I would want to mention here is that not all facts are equal. And in many respects, we can actually use facts and statistics and formulas as a way to lie, to present false truths. And when anybody is presenting facts and details to us, it's really important for us to check in with our own inner knowing to see if the details and facts feel correct for us. Like anything within the human design and BG5 system, following our decision-making strategy is so important. If we blindly follow somebody's details and facts because they seem impressive, or the person delivering them has some kind of standing in the community, we are potentially going to be sidetracked into just believing a set of facts or details because they seem impressive, rather than them having any actual truth. So when we look at this trait from a business perspective, there is this opportunity to really dig into the details and the facts of a particular project or a particular area of your business this week. So if you've been putting off something because it maybe feels a bit boring or mundane because you really have to dig into the details, this particular trait is going to provide that background frequency that's going to enable you to apply the energy towards understanding the details and the facts. And if you have anybody working in your work environment that has this trait in their design, you want to ensure that they're in a position, or some part of their job role is really about investigating or understanding the details and facts. So they are the person that you want to be checking all the details and making sure that this is the person responsible for that particular role in your work, because they're going to enjoy it and they're going to be good at it. The other thing to watch out for is, in promotion of what you do as a team or as a business, are you using facts? Are you using details as a way to present what you do? And are those facts and details correct? Because if essentially those facts and details are not a true representation, you are misleading your clients or anybody that's going to be impacted by the sharing of these facts and details. So really investigating and making sure that the facts and details that you're presenting to the world at large are as accurate as you can possibly get, to ensure that there's this authenticity and this integrity in how you are being seen by the world around you. The other thing to be aware of is, you may be the facts and details person, but if you are constantly overwhelming people by facts and details, they can be turned off by this. Not everybody wants the facts and details, and it's not correct for everybody. So always just checking in to see that you're sharing the level of facts and details, or you have that receptivity, that invitation to share them so that they can be well received. What I'd encourage you to pay attention to this week is the correct timing of sharing any facts or details, really making sure that that invitation is there, making sure that you invited and recognized, and that you're not just blurting out a bunch of facts. And if you are just blurting out, just be aware that that's part of the background frequency this week, and just have awareness that that's happening. The other thing you can do is to check in and make sure that you've collected all the facts and details that are needed for your particular project or area that you're working on, and notice what facts are being shared with you from the world at large, and are you just accepting those facts as truth, or are you checking in with your own inner truth to ensure that those facts and details feel in alignment with you. I hope you have enjoyed this week's video, and if you've got any stories to share around how this particular trait shows up for you in your own design or in the background frequency, please feel free to share those. And each week I release a new video giving you a little bit of an explanation around the trait that's active at the time. So if you want to stay updated with those videos, please don't forget to subscribe so that you are notified when they come out. I hope that you have an awesome week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.